Yeah, hello and welcome to my today's quick tip about the Sony V-Log system. To be precise, I want to show you the main differences in between the Sony VCT-14 model, which is the full metal older model, and this OEM copy of the Sony VCT-U14 model, which is the newer, partly made out of plastic model. Yeah, well, why am I making this video is because I got this one, this is the last one I got, the original Sony VCT-14, and I had to buy 3 plates until I found a usable V-Log plate for my Lanparte VMP-01 base plate. And at this point I really want to mention that this original VCT-14 plate is the best choice for a Lanparte VMP-01. And it's also the best choice for any other V-Log compatible rig base plate from Lanparte, from Tilter, from any firm you maybe use with a V-Log. But let's get back to this comparison as said already. Yeah, the VCT-14 is in overall quality way better because it's full made out of metal. It also has the better threads, by the way, at the bottom, because the threads are evenly starting with the enclosure. Here, as said already, you have parts made out of plastic, which is not the best thing because, let's say, if this is falling to the ground. Yeah, it's falling to the ground and you're grabbing it and it's working again flawlessly. But here there is a high risk of breaking of the plastic. And yeah, the problem is also at the bottom here with the threads. As you can see, here you also have a metal base plate, but the huge problem is the thread. First, the thread quality. The threads are have a way less quality than compared to the VCT-14 threads here. And this is the case with the OEM copies and with these original Sony plates, by the way, the original VCT-U14 plates. And the second problem is, as you can see here maybe, here the threads are starting immediately and they're starting evenly with enclosure. Here the 3 to 8 inch holes are starting about 1 millimeter inside the plate, which is not that of a problem because the 3 to 8 inch screws are a little bit bigger and longer. But the problem is here with this plate that the 1/4 inch threads are starting about 2 millimeters inside the plate. And so, for example, this is the point why I let this QR plate from my Banner H10 head mounted on this plate here to show you that it's possible here easily with 2 screws, a 3 to 8 inch and a 1/4 inch screw, to mount this plate on the QR plate of your tripod. And this was just not possible with this plate here because the 1/4 inch screw was just too short. And so the huge problem here is to get a compatible screw which is long enough so you can mount this plate on your tripod. And yeah, what's the use of a VCT plate or of a VCT-U14 plate if you don't if it's not usable on your tripod, or you can only mount it with 1 screw, which is not the best option if you're using bigger cameras, by the way. Okay, this is a huge difference, and this is one of the points, or one of the main points why I got this one. The second one, and this is not a problem with the VMP-01 because you don't use the back part, but the huge pro of the VCT-14 is this spring-loaded back lock here. For example, if you're using an ENG camera or a Tilter Lanparte base plate, for example, the bigger shoulder base plates, with the integrated shoulder pad, they have such a back lock. And here the huge pro is that this back lock is pulling the camera or the base plate to the back, and the V-Log is pulling it to the front. And so the system is really stiff inside, or let's say mounted onto this VCT-14 plate. With the VCT-U14, the problem is that this knob here at the back is fixed. So there is always a risk that your camera has a little bit of play sideways, that it has a little bit of play overall to the front, to the back, because here these mechanics are also not the best ones, by the way. Because here you have a little bit more of play inside the mechanics. Also the V-Log shape here, or the V shape here, is a little bit too big with this one here, which is funny because here, yeah, the VMP-01 is way stiffer inside the VCT-14 lock. But not only the front mechanics are a problem, also this mechanics here are problematic because, as you can see, normally it's locked. For example, here it's locked with this red knob. You have to pull it to the back, and then you can unlock your camera or your base plate. But here, first, this safety knob here is way too stiff to operate. And secondly, as you can see here, it's not helping at all because, as you can see here now, there is too much play inside this knob here, this unlock lever here. And so the red one is going over this safety area here. And so the unlock pin is more or less useless. I don't know if this is only the problem with this model here. So don't think that this is a problem with a new Sony VCT-U14 original base plate. But I want to mention it here because especially many people are buying the cheaper OEM copies, and this is, by the way, to mention it again, a OEM copy of the VCT-U14 base plate. But I want to mention it. Another very huge problem or an annoying point, let's say it that way, is that the coating here at the front is really crap. I used this plate about 6 or 8 times or so until I got this one here, and now I'm using this one. And here you can see already that the coating is gone. And the problem here is that you really need to push it against the VCT-U14 plate if you're using this one here. And here on this one, the coating is 10 times better. Really, I saw plates which got used multiple times, 50 or 100 times, and they are looking better than this one here. And here the coating is very, very smooth. For example, your camera is really gliding inside the system. And also the mechanics are way stiffer and way smoother. So there's as already mentioned, less play inside the mechanics. And so this one is also a joy to use compared to this one, which is more or less crap, really. So yeah, I think I mentioned the most important points, and I think it's clear, or it's obvious, let's say it that way, that the VCT-14 plate is the better choice. Don't forget, there are also copies of the VCT-14 from JVC. Just look at this part here, this silver middle threaded part. If it's looking the same, it's a VCT-14 copy. And also if the sticker is gone, for example, from a plate here, you can read VCT-14, then you also know that it's a VCT-14 original plate or a copy. Yeah, well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the VMP-01 review, including the modification instruction for the VCT-14, which will come, or which is coming within the next few days, weeks or so. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I always try to answer your questions as precise and soon as possible. Don't hesitate to ask, Subscribe if you like, and thanks for watching. That's it. Bye.